Okay. Little explanation. This is my motorcycle storage cabinet. Motorcycle stuff storage cabinet. A little all-in-one system that I built. I accidentally deleted all the files of how I made this, so I'm going to throw this all into one little video right here and try to show you guys how I made this. So if you feel like replicating it, you could do it. Now, the very bottom, I wanted a real wide base to make this all stable, and I call these sections uprights. Now, all this wood that you see that I had used right here, number one is cedar, number two is seconds, or what the sawmill did not consider good usable lumber. Now, I like the cedar with the knots and all the stuff like that. To me, that adds great character to it. Everybody wants this kind of crap, straight grain. Me, I knew that I would be attaching hardware. When I work with cedar, I do what's called pilot holes, and that's the only way to work, or you're just going to split the wood out. It's drilling a hole and then running the screw in. The base was from a 2-inch slab. I got the rest of it outside. Like I said, it was a thrown away slab. It was a second. And I cut off approximately 4 foot. I think that's 4 foot. I didn't even get my measurement thing out. And I took a flapper wheel and a wire brush and I cleaned it. Then I took a Harbor Freight, what is that thing called? Well, I got it right over here. Here's the flapper wheel. I used like 38 grit, and this is a planer. And that's what I used to take the top layer off of that. Now, I wanted these sides to stick out because I want stability. I wanted a small cabinet to fit in there, and I divided it. These are cedar fence posts. You used to be able to buy these for about $1.50 each. I don't know what they're going for now, but it's strengthened it up and it's going to separate. I want everything separated, and I want to be able to organize it. This area I designed, that's a leftover board, to store. I'm going to put boots on there and boots up there to be able to do boots like that. Now on the sides, I have two. I have a Concourse 14, so I have the saddlebags that'll fit on either side. And on here and here, I'm going to put a couple of helmet holders. They come out and they have a wire piece with a hoop. And I'm going to have a couple of them. I'm waiting for them to come in. Right on this back side, I built a diagonal brace to hold it in place, to help hold it in place. Now this cabinet I got at the Walmart furniture section. I have it screwed into that sideboard so you can see it's sturdy. Everything I wanted to do about this thing is to make it sturdy. The initial cut, I didn't cut it over here, I cut it over here, and you can see this side is straighter and this side is a little skewed. I cut that knob off there and back there, that knob off there. Now I used a couple of coats of polyurethane. I like polyurethane on cedar. Now you could see on this side there was a lot of knots. Now I looked at the boards and I seen which side that I liked the best, and I put it on the outside. Now I run this through a planer, and I didn't. I only sanded this edge and this edge. Now you'll see on the inside it's not coated. Number one, cedar's not going to rot. Number two, I want that smell still in the room, and that's when you cover it with polyurethane. You can't smell it no more. Now this is two coats, and I didn't sand or I didn't buff this. Now the bottom piece, I coated it once, and then I took something like this. You can get these at any Dollar General store, Scotch-Brite style thing. I think you can get, hell, 5 or 10 of them for $1. But this is what I used to buff that, and then I put my second coat, and it turned out like glass. So that's how I got the glass look on my cedar and everything. Now to attach it, you can see my angle brackets. That's just regular old angle iron. That's 1 inch by 1 inch. I used wood screws. I drilled a bunch of holes to attach it. Part of this is going to keep this thing from warping. And then on the inside of this, I drilled holes, and I came in this way, and I took a angle grinder, and I took the tips off because it came through right there. And then in a couple places, I attached this cabinet to this. And let me think. Right here is a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch piece of angle iron. I use this to push that cabinet up against that, and I don't have any screws coming through this way. I just got going down. Now this is separate. This is a separate board that comes up. I had to offset it a little bit. You can see where I drilled the first holes, and then I had to come in. This is I just sanded on this a little bit. You can still see the mill marks on it, and I like this contrasting colors and the knot. 2 coats of polyurethane, that did it. And I came out with my upright here, and I did the same thing. Angle iron piece that I painted up real well. Many screws holding it down, and a bunch going through here to hold it. Now, when I measured that is my ceiling is 8 foot tall, so after the measurement from the bottom all the way up here, that is 2 3/4 inches shy of hitting 8 foot. And the distance from there to, well, let's do it here. From here to there, I cut in half and was 33 and like a third, or 3/8, yeah, 33 3/8, half. So I welded this up. This is a full 1 inch, 1/8 inch wall, square tubing, very strong. No matter how much weight, I don't think I can bend that. And these are 1 1/8 or 1 1/4 angle iron pieces, welded in. There'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 welds holding this piece to this. These are 7/16 with lock nuts. I used a flat piece right there. I drilled through here. That's how I got this so perfect. And I did put some clear over this so it'll stay that color. I kind of like the black, and this contrasts over that against all that. It gives it a neat look. But this is right in the middle. The heavy stuff, like jackets, are going to be right here. The light stuff, shirts, I can hang from that one up there. And that one is real unique. Let me get the top piece that holds this thing together. Let me get up my ladder here. Okay. Now, as you can see, this is a 1/2 inch angle iron piece on the inside, and this is like a 3/8 angle iron piece. Now, You can see that piece of wood right there. I used it to put these two pieces over that, squished it together, and then I did a gap weld. Now this one, because this board, because it's been planed, was thinner, and so there is a little bit of a gap. But these are 2 1/8 inch screws that go down into that wood. So I wanted to go down, and this is a 3/4 inch, but it's got a 1/8 inch wall. Super, super tough. And that's what I was wanting. So this will all hold this square. I used them 90-degree magnets to get this all square and weld this all up. When I attached this first, and then I went down and I marked with a square, you could see the line. And then I put clamps on that. I attached one side, and then I came to the other side, and I had to twist to get this square. And I wanted it square like that. Once I get this thing done, it'll be built for a lifetime. And I like the way it looks. I got a little hidden spot, and I'll show you in a upcoming video about that. But this video is about how I built this. And I could have done just like that on this top piece, but I would have lost a little bit. I had to come down a little bit. But this is all learning, and it turned out really well. So let me get down off this. Oh boy. Last step was a doozy. Get that out of the way. I'm really like how this turned out. I mean, now I see the cabinet. This looks high end, and I put a cheap cabinet in there. But later on, I could always probably build something nicer. I mean, if I was to take cedar board and just come up and across, I can make open cabinets or whatever. You know, I'm not worried about it right now. I mean, this is going to last a while. It's going to last a long time. And underneath, right where the angle iron pieces are, I got furniture pads, big round ones, and I super glued them in place. So I got 2 there and 2 there. And they're about 1/4 inch thick, so it's not going to mar the floor. This will look really nice. And in an upcoming video, I'm going to show it off in the yard, and I'm going to go put it in the back bedroom where I want to display it, and put all my stuff in one area. That way I don't have to hunt for my stuff. I'm kind of getting tired of having stuff spread out everywhere and not being able to find it. So this, you guys can copy and do stuff like this. There's a mill. I got my wood from Evan Smith down near Mansfield, Arkansas. He's got a cedar mill. And good guy, he's a young guy, you know, he's a businessman, and and this is rejected wood. And look what I did with rejected wood. So I still have a 5-foot section of slab that I could build a table or do something with. And I just took a little 4-foot section off it. Of all the wood, all this wood that I bought off Evan, the slab was $20, and like bought these 2 for like $10, $5 each, because they were all rejects. And I take rejected wood and I make pretty stuff out of it. So I like polyurethane on stuff like this. You're going to notice in these areas where the knots are, it sucks that stuff in. It sucks that clear in. And so you got to go over that area every now and then. That's why I did the 2 coats. But the problem is these sides are going to be hidden most of the time. You're going to be looking at it from the front, from here. So, but it'll have a lot of stuff stuck in here. So, anyhow, this is the video of how I built this. And I squared up the ends, made sure they were 90 degrees. And but guys, you could build this out of any wood. Like say anymore, I use pilot hose to drill through wood because I don't want to split it. To me, it's a shame to go to all that work and then you go running a screw into it, pow, it breaks open. But man, this is going to be great. Good to look at. It'll take up a spot in between two French door cabinets. And there's a lot of neat ideas that I could pass to you guys right here. I mean, this is some neat stuff. And, you know, storage for shoes and stuff like that. And I'm just really glad of how this turned out. I had an idea in my brain. I worked it out. And this is what I come up with. So, be more videos on this. So I hope you guys enjoy this. And we'll catch you guys on the next video.